I thought vegetarianism was enough. And coming across my feed on Facebook, for the first time, I didn't turn away. I wasn't a coward to their suffering. And I didn't turn away and dismiss that they once existed, this poor creature.
Nicole Matthews, who's involved with every single group in the country and most prominently known for her anti-blood sports campaigning, her campaigning against the greyhound racing industry, and I think everyone here knows about the rescue of her dog from a Chinese meat industry legend. Please give a warm welcome to Nicole Matthews.
Hi everybody. A lot of people I know here already. For those of you that I haven't already met, my name is Nicole Matthews. I am one of the directors of the Irish Council Against Blood Sports, otherwise known as MTCAS. We have to date been a part of a lot of the fundamental kind of laying the groundwork for a lot of protests and awareness. We've collaborated with other groups, not just here in Ireland, like NARA, and with Bernie Wright's group AFAR, but we've joined forces with the UK groups, predominantly my passion, along with all the other species. There is no division in my mind, but my passion predominantly is the greyhounds. We've joined forces with Cage Nationwide, who are a group in the UK, Birmingham Greyhound Protection, Pet Levrieri, the Cork group as well, with Grey as well. We've gone into the Oireachtas to try and deal with a complete awareness level and with change in legislation to really help these animals on a longer standpoint than just one protest and hope that people come along. We're trying to change the laws to help ban the exports, and if we make that first step in banning the exports for the greyhounds, it only then has another ripple-on effect for the other species that are Irish, that we send into these horrific circumstances. We hear all the time from the Department of Agriculture, well, we don't do that here. It's completely irrelevant. We're sending our animals that are artificially inseminated here, born into our culture, sent on these death ships, if they turn up alive at all, only to have catastrophic events await them on the other side. So to bring it back to all the other species, what we're trying to do is to join the dots for people that only extend their compassion to the likes of dogs and cats. Everybody will say that the likes of the dog and cat meat trade in China and throughout Asia, some places now, thankfully, as of last July, Bali have banned it, and a ripple is happening. And I must add, it's from amazing activists on the ground over there, Asian activists. So that has to change as well, you know, the whole tarring of a complete country because of their, you know, a pocket of very old-fashioned beliefs and what they view that they can get from these animals, you know, the adrenaline, this whole masculinity, and that they can take this. It's crazy. It's like a voodoo type of a belief that they can keep themselves cool in the hotter months, that the meat will make them stronger, which is no different really than what we believe here. Back in the day, our nanny would tell us, you know, you need more meat for your iron and all of that type of jazz. We're no different than those cultures. Our elements here in the slaughterhouses are just as horrific. The only difference is we have more money to ply into a gazillion-dollar industry that is worldwide, all connected, all countries are on the same plateau. We make CO2 gas chambers that are sunk down underground, loaded with pigs. On the other side of the world, they might just use a knife. The end product is the same. 3.5 years ago, I was pregnant with my third baby. I thought vegetarianism was enough. And coming across my feed on Facebook, for the first time, I didn't turn away. I wasn't a coward to their suffering. And I didn't turn away and dismiss that they once existed, this poor creature. I saw no difference in what I saw and my own circumstances. As a woman, for women's rights, the female system and the reproductive system is so horribly exploited throughout all of these industries. The fact that other mammals, no different than ourselves in our makeup, we only look different. That's the only difference. We can turn away to their suffering. We're here today to say no more. When I was pregnant with my third baby and I saw this footage, and it was the fetal removal of a calf from a fallen, as they term it, cow within the dairy slaughterhouse. And I watched and I forced myself, full of hormones, coming to the end of my third pregnancy with the full intention of breastfeeding my next baby as I tip my two older children. Feeling my baby full of life inside of my belly and watching this mother being strung up by clamps around one hoof, the girth of her stomach. And she was sliced completely down the middle and her calf falling out on the floor in front of her. That was the first glimpse that the two of them ever had of each other, and it was to be the last. When that footage finished, I made that decision there and then that I would no longer participate in any of these. I went vegan overnight. I'm vegan 3.5 years now. My eldest daughter is with me here, Daisy. She's vegan 2.5 years. As are my other two little boys. We are now, in our generation, we are seeing the domino effect of our grandparents who were brought up to think dairy, 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 strong bones, strong teeth. They are now the generation of hip replacements and knee replacements. We are seeing the consequences, okay? We are seeing the consequences of their beliefs being trickled down into the generation just above us, our parents, our aunties, our uncles, our neighbours. This catastrophe of health. It's not only a crippling industry for the animals, it's a crippling industry for us too. And the only thing that's good that's coming from it is profit for the people that don't give a damn about us and how we suffer and how the animals suffer, okay? So do your homework, look into it nutritionally, learn how to cook again, get into the kitchen, get busy, teach your children, because it is the only real lesson and lifelong lessons that they will learn by you. You are their example. Change the world yourself. Stand up and make it happen.
This should not happen. You have a vote every time you go into a supermarket to choose violence or, beautiful crops that are growing up. There is lots of stuff everybody can do. The government are giving these farmers low interest loans, at very low cost, and the government are setting these up for the farmers.
We must get active in animal rights activism, because by being vegan alone it will not make animal agriculture unprofitable, nor will it change the actions of others. I used to believe that being vegan was enough for the animals until I got involved in animal rights activism, and I was surprised to discover that there was not nearly enough people out there fighting. You can search online for a local animal rights group and find out if there's something you can get involved in. It's also important to remember that there are many forms of activism, that you can choose to protest, you can choose to do outreach, you can leaflet, you can chalk, you can just speak about it whenever you can and speak up for the animals. You may not realise it, but you have the potential to make changes. It may not always be easy, but we must be strong for them. For those who doubt that we cannot change anything, I'll leave you with a popular quote from Margaret Mead. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Thank you.